My name is Michael Dertouzos. I'm number 50. I play offensive and defensive line. I was asked to talk about hustle, giving relentless effort. Coach Keddy's always talking about it, and I think it's one of the things that really gets us going every year, gets us deep in the playoffs, and that's it, yeah. Now, a fun fact, I guess, I'm a Michigan State fan. Go Green!
I think an Avon Eagle is just playing with do your role, play with your heart, do everything you can do for your team. If that's cheering on the sideline, if that's doing your job on the field, bringing water to somebody in a huddle, if that's picking up your teammate when he's down, that's what Avon Eagle is to me.
First off, let's have our existing captains stand up. You guys come on out here.
How about the fact that you're a captain now, your senior year? What kind of fulfillment does that give you?
It just feels so nice that everybody kind of thinks of me as a leader, that everybody voted me as a leader, and I feel I have a duty. I have to lead. I have to get after it, make sure we have a successful season.
So when you say a duty, like, does that put undue pressure on you? More,
Not a pressure, it's like a heightened sense of urgency. Like, things are going bad, it's on me. Let's get after it. Let's go. I can't let that go to another senior. That's on me. That's on Timmy. That's on Tacek. That's on Norman. Stuff like that. That's on us.
Is this something you've been looking forward to your senior year?
Yeah, I've been obviously coming as a freshman. You look up at guys like Michael Bergen, Joe Savette, Chris Pepe, guys like that were huge role models for me. I mean, just wanting to be like them, get what they did, learn from them, and then finally have your turn to be a captain.
What motivates you? I mean, you guys do some crazy things. You get up and lift at 5:45. You're doing two-a-days. You're doing all this stuff. What keeps you going?
I just think of it as I'm building life skills. Maybe I don't have really a future in college football, but the things, waking up early for work, being the first person at not being late for work, stuff like that, that will help me in college and in my future jobs, that kind of motivate me. It's like I'm building for the future as well as building for football.
Who do you look up to? Like, who are your idols in life?
I obviously look up to all the past Avon Eagles that playing in college, or I look up to coaches. Coach Elder, big role model for me. Obviously, I've known him since I was like 12 years old. I mean, he's always the Avon Eagle mentality. He's pounded in us since we were very, very young, and I just respect the hard work all these coaches put in, and it kind of motivates me as well.
Is there anybody on your team that stands out? Maybe like they're kind of in the shadows doing the dirty work, but yet they don't get the recognition or anything that maybe you want to?
I think I got to give it to our black and white, which is like our kind of 3s and 4s O-line and D-line. I mean, they go against the varsity O-line, they get after it, and they give us great looks every week. And I think that's why they're so good when they're ready for it's their turn, and why we're so ready when it's our turn to play.
So what's your expectations of your senior year?
Would love, obviously, want to go undefeated. We want to win a conference title and then win a state title at the end. I mean, we've gotten right there a couple years and finally push it through.
What's it going to take this year?
Just the continued attitude and effort, and just wanting to get better. Just keeping every week, just come back. Got to be better. Got to be better. Got to be better. And when we build off that, I think we can get the job done.
What's something about Michael that maybe people don't know that you'd want to share?
I love all sports, I think, is one thing. I just love sports, any sport. I watch like professional lacrosse, I watch cornhole, I watch football, basketball, everything. I just love sports.
Hands down, his most elite quality is he's the greatest teammate. Like when you think back to like elite teammates we've had on the offensive line, regardless how much they play, Michael Dertouzos is up there. He makes people feel good around him. That's what I'm going to remember the most from Michael, is how he made me feel, that he's kind and he wants people to feel comfortable, and he's not into cliques, right? It's easy in the football team to hang out with just your guys, and you see Michael hang out with FCA, you see him hang out with the linemen, you see him hang out with the skill players. When he eats, he's always eating with different people, so it's fun to throw that in about Michael, that I just really appreciate that he's kind of like a glue guy for us. That's it.
How important is that?
Oh, extremely important. When you think about team, right? I mean, if you got, if you have like 20 cliques of like 6 guys, or if you have a bunch of like a team, I think it's huge. I mean, I think that's something that you can see, right? You can feel that when you're hanging around a sports team. You can feel if a team's like cliquey, or you can feel if it's like a team, right? And I think that obviously you can get to that point, right? Like you don't have that week 1, you don't have that week 2, but you're trying to get there, and I think you can feel it, and that's the biggest thing. Is you're around people. We've all been around teams that feel cliquey, right? I mean, they play for themselves, and then when you get like a team that plays for the greater good, like I said earlier, that's where you finally get that, and that doesn't happen without kids like Michael Dertouzos. Hard worker, leader. I think especially this year when we got one returning starter on the offensive line, he kind of stepped up, I think, in camp and the off season, and he's someone that you could kind of lean on. Week 1 happened, I was really impressed with him. I know he has big shoes to fill, obviously Mason Bingham for 3 years, and just a kid that doesn't really flinch. You know what I mean? Like he just stepped in and he just kind of get the job done.
How do you guys do that? You plug in new players that are first-year starters, yet here they are, a captain and a leader, and he's taking over the offensive line for you.
That is a great question, and I think that's kind of the secret sauce. You know what I mean? That Coach Elder talks about is that it's kind of just the next man up mentality. You got the standard. I mean, first of all, it starts in the weight room, but then I think there's that standard that just that when it's your turn to be called upon, you're going to step up and you're going to play hard. And I think they're playing for a bigger thing than themselves, right? Like Michael Dertouzos ain't playing football for himself. He's playing football for all his teammates next to him. And I think that's where it's just easy for kids to step in and get the job done.
Michael Dertouzos is a guy who waited his turn in our program. He did not start until his senior year this year. He's now our starting center, and he was voted as a captain in the off season. As we turned in our equipment, we named 4 captains, and Michael was one of those guys. And again, he's the guy who makes every one of his teammates feel good, feel special, lifting up people. And again, wasn't voted as a captain because he was the best player. He was voted as the captain because he is one of the best leaders that we have. And he did a remarkable job of leading us through the off season in the winter. And now is our starting center and doing a great job for us.